Hey everybody, this is Yusi from Free2Game TV, and welcome to episode 2 of my Tank Spotlight on World of Tanks. Today we will be looking at the T34 American Heavy Tank. It is a premium. One of the better, if not the best, Tier 8 premiums available in the game, in my opinion at least. The gun alone on this tank is worth getting. It is a 120mm gun, which is pretty damn good for a Tier 8, especially a premium. It is fairly maneuverable, definitely more maneuverable than, let's say, the low, or dare I say even the T26E4 that's parked right behind me here. Hull armor, as for most American tanks, isn't, leaves a lot to be desired, but as long as you know how to play this tank properly, that's not really a problem. You basically make sure, it's not a frontline tank, it's not a brawler, it's definitely a support or a sniper tank. So you definitely don't want to be out on the front lines taking shots as much as you possibly can. I mean, sometimes I realize that's not possible. You have to go out there and be out on the front lines, but you want to try not to be as much as possible, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, Mountain Pass. I am going to go ice road. There is no artillery, so we shouldn't have a problem of getting shot by artillery, or obviously there's no artillery, so we won't have a problem of getting shot by artillery on the ice road sitting on top of it, which is good news. Looking at our team makeup over here, it is all tier 8s, which is awesome. Pretty much penetrate anything on here. Really the only thing I'm going to watch out for is that T28 prototype. Those things hurt and can be hard to pen. The T34 also, depending where it is and how it's positioned, might be a problem. Other than that, I really don't see anything that can cause too much of a problem, provided our team does what it's supposed to do and doesn't fall apart around us, or we don't do something stupid. See here, what is that, an M18 Hellcat? Those things are, I own one, they're pretty fun. Tier 6 tank destroyer, very quick, usually used as a scout. Paper thin armor though. I mean, these things really, you sneeze on it, it explodes. But they're still really fun to play, and this guy doesn't even see me. This is 353 damage to him, and I mean, he's more than half dead. So all he managed to do was track me.
Let's go.
Hopefully I reload in time to kill him here. Yep. He's down. What do we have in front of us here? KV4, KV1S, and an IS. Nothing too dangerous on their own. Oh, there's a T28 that I said we should watch out for. Nothing too dangerous on its own. That said, in a group of KV4, a KV1S, and an IS can hurt you quite a bit.
We've lost the track. Enemy is hit.
And luckily they're bouncing me. Again, this tank.
Let's go.
This tank used to be a lot more squishy up to about a couple of patches ago. I don't remember when it was. Whenever they redid the. Whenever they redid the hitboxes or whatever it was that they did on the tanks, they improved this tank's bounceability by heaps. I mean, before I bounce, its survivability just increased incredibly to the point where it's just a lot more bouncy than it used to be. Granted, it's no Tiger 2. But it's definitely a lot more survivable now than it used to be. I'm gonna let this SC take a shot, and he missed. I'm gonna pull up again. What I'm doing is playing peekaboo. Something that I would say never do. But I'm confident enough going up against the tanks that I am going up against that they shouldn't be able to kill me. Bounced me, and I missed it. So that shot was a little rushed. The T28 started backing off, and I didn't want to have to pull up further. after him, so that's why I took that shot when I did.
Gotta hurt.
And consequently, I missed. Unfortunately, KV4 is not going down. Oh, ow. Yeah, this is where I die.
Get out.
I'm gonna say, as soon as they pulled around there, that's where I die. And looks like they're going to take the ice road from us. Only thing that's left is a T29, but we are... No, we're not getting to their cap anytime soon. Hopefully this southern push here can hurry up and get on cap. And we also have enough base defenders back there. I do feel confident we'll be able to hold them off long enough. This T34 here is going for a 50-2 instead of heading to cap, and so is the low and the IS-3. And not realizing that we're about to get capped, they are going for the kills instead. You know, to each their own, I guess. Everybody chooses to play the game in their own way. It's, you know, obviously it's a game, whatever you enjoy, whatever's gonna make it most enjoyable for you, that's the way you want to play it. That said, it is a team game. So at least when I play, I try and play to what would benefit my team the most. But again, not everybody will get most enjoyment out of playing it like that. Luckily, I think this low over there figured out what's happening and started moving towards their base. If I can only, where's this low? See if I can. See if I can get him to hurry up. A little bit, get him to move the low and or the T34. T34 is busy over there. Yeah, and you know, something like this, and I'm still hoping that we can pull this off, and we should be able to. But something like this, where for all intents and purposes we should have won, if our east would have realized what's going on. Or sorry, not our east, our southern push would have realized what was going on if they paid closer attention. We should have won this, and we should still be able to win this, maybe. But again, it's just, you know, it's just a matter of being aware, having better awareness of what's going on and what's happening with your team. You know, this is a group game. This is a team game. It takes a team effort to play this game and to win. And so in situations like these, when you realize your team could have done more to win and they didn't, you know, if only they had better awareness or paid attention more, it just kind of gets at you a little bit, you know. But that again is the nature of the beast and or nature of random battle. That is a loss. We got rolled in the north, and our south didn't really do much to help, I guess, is the way to put it. What they ended up doing back there is, I mean, they spent, what, a good 2-3 minutes just hiding from that T34, which they could have swarmed and taken out, and then headed for cap, which they didn't. But, oh well, such is the nature of this game. Anyways, here are the detailed stat reports, just, you know, just more candy for somebody like me who is a stat whore to look at. Basically. Alright, here we go. Let's run another. And this one is going to be a bit tougher as far as not getting killed and as far as, you know, enemy tanks that we're going up against. The E100 I probably won't be able to do much against unless I get it on the side, unless I flank it essentially. Same with the IS-4. The Yak Tiger is gonna hurt. The Lorraine is fairly dangerous also. So we're just gonna hang back at first, see where everybody goes, and then kind of play that support role that I've been talking about here that this tank is so good at. So we are on Cliff. Once again, as I did this map in my Tiger 2 video, go ahead and check that out if you haven't yet. I usually like to go around that lighthouse all the way around that cliff, but I will not in this tank. Being this far down the list, I think I'm just going to go sit in the west over here, as I did in my Tiger 2. And although that game was a loss in my Tiger 2, it actually worked out okay for me personally, so it wasn't too bad. I'm going to go do sit in the west over here, hope my T110E4 out. Tier 10 TD, those things are beastly. And see how it goes. Now, this tank, and you know, I think same goes for every tank in the game, is, you guys saw in the last battle how bouncy it was going up against the other tier 8s there on the Glacier Road on Mountain Pass. This tank, it seems, its bounceability also increases the more it's moving, whether you're moving back and forth or side to side like I am here. For whatever reason, that is the case with this. And it seems to be with most tanks, it's the same case. So, if you ever do find yourself where you're going up against head-to-head against other tanks, and you know, you're either backing away or moving forward or back, you just kind of want to do this, kind of a squiggly movement, I guess, kind of seems to increase your chances of bouncing shots for whatever reason. I guess changing the angles of the armor so drastically is what does it. But I did take a shot at the E50 intake, so that was nice. Looks like we lost our E50 already. And here comes that Lorraine. Just popped out of nowhere. T110 missed him. I did get a shot on him, luckily, though. And he backed off. So I guess it's just a waiting game over here. See what happens. Tiger 2 next to us, although it is a stock Tiger 2. Which, you know, they're not bad, stock Tiger 2s, but they're definitely not as good as upgraded, obviously. All tanks, they're a lot better fully upgraded than their stock. And as I mentioned in my first video, all the videos I do of all my tanks, all the spotlight videos, will be of fully upgraded tanks.
We didn't even scratch him.
Just because I feel that gives the best representation of what the tank is capable of. It gives it, you know, the best chance of actually showing off what it's good at and whatnot. So that's why I choose to do that. Let's see, E50 disappeared. So as you can see, I'm just kind of hanging back here, you know, not really putting myself out there because of how squishy this tank is. Just kind of trying to get some shots in here or there. And the few shots that I have gotten, as you saw, did quite a fair amount of damage to the opponent. So that's where this tank really shines, is just the support role. There's T34 on top over there. I guess he's going to, if it hasn't already lit already, but he will go down here shortly also. There he goes. E50 popping back up again, but he disappeared. So I'm not going to waste the shot, as I have covered in my previous videos, you know, situations like that. He probably was still there when he disappeared. But I'm not going to waste the shot, and there comes a Lorraine. Wow, he went all the way around it. Going in for a Artie. See if I can pop him here. Send my turret to my reticle. I missed. Again, I rushed a shot I shouldn't have had, and now I'm just going to have to deal with the long reload. I shouldn't have rushed the shot. I should have taken my time.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
And he did manage to take out our GW Panther, and I'm sure the rest of our Artie is also lit, which enemy Artie might now be able to pick off. So that was stupid on my part that I rushed that shot. If I didn't, if I took more time to aim, I could have tracked him, maybe delayed him from getting to our artillery, and therefore saving our artillery. But, oh well, that's, you know, is what it is, and I did just manage to pick off that E50, although he only had about 50 hit points left. So. Because of what the T110 E4 did to him. That looks like a fairly close game. We're winning, but just slightly, so it's not really an Aryak. Tiger just went down. Patton, I did hit him. Penetration, as you heard, for 0 damage. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Oh well. I guess at this point it's just something you get used to with the game, and you know, it is what it is. Hopefully it gets, you know, I don't want to say fixed. I don't think it's broken per se. Again, I don't mind it. I just think it's a little too prevalent. Just, you know, scale it down a bit, and I'll be happy. But oh well. Now, what I'm going to do here is move towards the east, because basically our T30 and our T34 are about to go down. Our load just went down. Kind of set up a secondary line of defense, and there's an E100 over there. Holy shit. I didn't even realize that E100 was still left. This game can still go either way. Again, it's fairly close. Looks like the enemy actually does have the upper hand, although there are more of us alive. Enemy still seems to have the upper hand, though. They're kind of pushing in on us, kind of closing in on... I guess you can call it, it's not really a pincer move, just kind of closing in the vice on us here. And they have their E100 that's left. That's going to be a tough one to bring down. Kind of exchanging tank for tank now. Hopefully your artillery can take that E100 down quite a bit at least. Make it easier for us to knock them off. T30's still alive, that's good. E100 just took a shot at me and thankfully missed, because to be honest with you, I didn't even see him there. I'm going to back up, yeah. I was just going to say I'm going to back up, because I'm sure artillery will be aiming for me here shortly, and that was a stupid
One of our
shot.
tracks is damaged.
I'm going to back all the way up. Again, there's not much I can really hope to do. I mean, I'm sure I'd penetrate a few shots, you know, here and there. And that was just a random shot I think I should do that. But oh well.
Everyone get out.
There's a Hummel that just got me. Oh boy. What I was doing was trying to back up against the side of the hill there. I should have probably went forward instead of backing up. That way I would have moved faster. What I was doing is trying to get up against that hill to stay already safe and get away from that E100 because he was messing me up. Let's take a look at what this T30 does against the E100. He's got himself in an interesting position here. Let's see what comes of it. Still got a pretty good chance of winning this. Our Tiger 2 and T110 E4 are pushing down the west. Actually, our Tiger 2 is just sitting there. Okay, here's the E100. Come on, Artie. He's in the open. Hopefully artillery can hit him. Tiger 2 is just sitting back. This T110 is just going to get hammered by artillery. Unless the Tiger 2 does something. No, Tiger 2's far back already, so he won't do anything. Oh, we took the Patton down. We took one of the artilleries down, and looks like the T110 will take the Hummel down as soon as he's reloaded here. The Hummel just shot at him. Oh, quite a bit of damage, actually. Surprisingly so. And he didn't even have to shoot it. He just rammed it, which is awesome. Hopefully he gets on cap now, which he is. So this looks pretty good. I'm feeling good about this. Obviously, 4-1. Looks like we should be able to pull this off, unless that E100 does something short of miraculous. Let's see what this T30 is doing. He's probably going to try spotting him, see if we can kill him. And overall, a decent game. I mean, I died in a stupid way, I'll agree, but you know what, I got 2 kills. Did some damage to a couple of other tanks, so I'm feeling okay about it. It wasn't a bad game, especially for for where I was placed on the game list here, tier-wise. I mean, what I was going up against. So I feel good about it. Looks like that E100 is probably trying to make it back to his cap to knock the T110 off of it. And, you know, actually, again, knock on wood, much as I don't want to say this, if you can knock that T110 out, it should be no more than 1 shot away from being dead. Let me take a look. Yeah, maybe. You can knock this T110 out, and then he can probably one-shot the T30, and the Tiger II wouldn't really be able to do anything to them. And avoid the Arty. Ah, no, he's just there. Shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, we got this. And the T110 got himself Invader. Good job. Congratulations. Pretty decent team. I'm happy. Win's a win. And there's that for the first battle. Take a look through the team stats here real quickly again. I usually sort by experience made. I think that's probably the best best indicator of how well you've done is experience. This tank, you know, as good as the gun is, it's not. Let me not say it's not as accurate. It is accurate, but it takes it much longer time for the reticle to get small enough for the aim to work properly, or not to work properly, but to get the best shot possible. I guess is what I'm saying. It takes it a lot longer to aim. And so in situations like you saw where for instance, you know, the Lorraine was going to drive away, I should have taken more time to load or to aim. I agree with you. Other tanks might not take as long, other tanks might be, so it's definitely harder to hit with this tank than it is with other tanks just because of the longer aim time. You know, I took the shot, I missed the Lorraine because I wasn't aimed all the way in, I wasn't aimed properly. So it takes longer to aim, therefore it's definitely something that takes a little bit more patience to play with, I guess. Also, it's, again, sniper tank, camping tank, etc. Alright, Arctic region, let's see, IS-8, IS-8, that's, you know, yeah, those, watch out for the IS-8s, I guess. We've got an E75 and a T34. I will put my money on our E75 and our T54. They've got a T34, Tiger II. Yeah, I think we're fairly evenly matched here. The Arties are fairly, I guess the only advantage we have is we've got that Tier 5 light to scout for us, which can honestly in some games tip the balance if the scout is good and if he knows what he's doing.
Let's get this show on the road.
And is not a suicide scout. Suicide scouts are a no-no to me. Basically scouts that go off at the start of the game, you know, light up a few targets and get killed, instead of kind of doing it more smart and trying to survive as long as possible. Anyways, what I like to do in this map is I usually go and camp down by the hill over here. Another one of my pet peeves, or one of my pet peeves on this map, is people who don't just sit against the hill and let the enemy come over so that we can kind of just blast the shit out of them and get arty help, but people who poke around the corner and get torn up themselves. That always bothered me. It still does. So what I usually do, keep in mind, since this map was second. There's an IS-8 over there already. He's spotting us. I don't know what he's doing or what he's planning on doing though. Nothing else. He is already safe where he is. And now the question is, where will that IS-8 pop out? I have a feeling it'll be right here. And it is. Hopefully I get some help from my teammates here, because I don't think I can hold them off on my own. There's really no way I can go hull down over here with this tank. He's actually got a much better position on me than I on him. I have to get out of here. Back away. No, I did say that the American tanks, you know, the turrets are extremely well armored. One way to counter that is, as you can see on my tank, is he was shooting for my driver's hatch. That's actually a weak point on any tank's turret. So if you're in a situation where you can only hit the turret, try and aim for the hatch.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
And that T-28 obviously was not already safe where he was. And I am about to go down, holy moly. God, that one bounced, that one won't though, I've got a feeling. So I think it's safe to say the south is lost, at least from what we've had here. And a heavy push here in our north didn't really do much or move very quickly.
Vehicle destroyed.
And there I go. Tiger 2 flanking us. North kind of sat. They pushed in the south. Heavy push. You can see. Definitely not a loss yet. I've still got a full health E75. Hopefully he can stay already safe and not get torn up in the open there. One of those IS-8s is dead already. The other one is about 2 shots away from being killed. So it can go either way. Look at that Hummel moving up there. Panther just went down next to E75. He was AFK though, so. Hopefully the E75 doesn't run all the way away from all this. He's the only thing that we've got defending our cap. As well as artillery, which just took out the IS-8. All that's left over there is a T-29 and a 30. What is this E-75 doing? Did he get angry that he didn't have any help and just gave up, or is he getting a better vantage point? I think he's just getting a better vantage point. But just, however, get artied. Although our arty is just destroying them as they come up at them. That's good. So you see how fast things can swing? I mean, we were losing it pretty badly, and now it's tied up. Although we did just lose another one of our arties. C-75, I don't know about him. Let's see what this Tiger 2 is doing. Trying to get better oriented, see where this Tiger 2 is sitting, and I just figured out where it is. Well, I'm thinking that we've taken taking the upper hand here, although that Jagdtiger... See, again, I don't know enough about the Jagdtiger 8.8 yet to really say either way whether it's good or, you know, or whether it's bad or what it is, but I guess we'll find out. We are losing her already, though. Which isn't very good. Not to mention our T26 is basically stuck. So sucks. So really, realistically, we're only looking at having a Tiger 2 and our E75 left. The E75 is one hit away from getting killed. Tiger 2 is full health though, so that's good. And our Artie. You know, with the physics in game now, it's so easy to be caught up in a firefight with an enemy, and then just kind of drive off a cliff, or you know, you're backing up from an enemy, and you're not really looking where you're going because I'm still not at least fully used to the physics, and at times I'll forget myself, you know, in the heat of battle, backing up from an enemy or something, and you just kind of roll off a cliff. And next thing you know, you're either stuck in a ditch or dead. It's Tiger 2. Hopefully he doesn't get RD'd, but I have a feeling he will. And the C75 doesn't seem very willing to help him. C75, who was screaming for help the whole game, isn't willing to help somebody now. Again, random battles, folks. Something you just have to get used to. There comes the RD and the Tiger 2. Yep. This game is over. She could just kind of hop out and hop into another tank, but this is the T34 segment, so... So I only have one of those, so we have to wait. Let's see how long it takes them to find this T2064. It'll probably cap before they find it. Already 5 kills, holy moly, good job. Good job to Grakon. Very well played, sir. 712. Like, hopefully he can get himself one more and get the top gun. Medal for 6 kills. That's definitely my favorite medal to get. Along with Sniper. That's another good one. And here comes a Hummel for him to kill. Come on, Grakon. Kill yourself a Hummel. Nice, congratulations. At this rate, he might be able to take their whole team out even. Wishful thinking. Who knows? Not sure whether that T28 was sneaking. No, he wasn't. He's all the way up over in the north. He's gonna turn around and try taking the T28 out. Good luck. Let's see. See if I can see the T28 from, there we go. That's a Lorraine, I'm sorry. That is an Artie. T26 is on fire over there. So is the Artie that hit him. Hopefully our guy can hit him. Nice. Although that wasn't a direct hit, he just kind of splashed him, and that's game. Oh well, that, again, great game by Grakon and his M12. That was awesome. Another loss, unfortunately. Let's hop into another one and see how that goes. So again, I really haven't had a chance to demonstrate the stereotypical T34 battle for you guys here, just kind of hanging back and being a support tank. I think Prohorovka should give a good opportunity to do that, because I can just kind of hang back and snipe, essentially. Although there are some big boy tanks in this game. E100s, 2 of them on the enemy side, a T110 E4, an AMX-50 Falk, a couple of T54s, a Patton. This is definitely a big boy game, so more reason to just hang back and kind of play in that support role. We do have the Jagdpanzer E100 though on our side and an IS-7. The Jagdpanzer it is one scary tank. It's a TD, obviously, but it's just, when that thing hits you, it freaking hits you. Oh, but jeez, there's a lot of tanks going down us. I usually like to go west and sit in the bushes, especially with this tank, go west, sit in the bushes and snipe, but there's so many tanks going that way, and I feel bad abandoning one flank, and you know, if it does fall, if I don't go that way, I'll say to myself, oh well, maybe if I was there I would have been able to help, or it's usually not the case, but I prefer to fill in, especially in, you know, random battles when I'm playing on my own. Anyways, I am going to sit on the railroad tracks here. I'm not going to go any further. Again, I am an easy kill for some of these guys over there, so I'm just going to sit over here. Not to mention, which I almost did forget to mention, is that there are 3 pretty decently sized arties in the game. So, and this isn't a arty safe map for the most part. Very hard to find already safe location. So you can try and do the best you can, but looks like they have the hill, the Pattons, and the 54s up there. That means we're all lit.
They're hit.
And I did hit the Patton, but for 0 damage, I'm going to... See, this is what I mean by going hull down. You can, you know, they can only pretty much see the top of your turret. And you, on the other hand, can fire out at them. That said, I am going to move back and forth as much as I can, because I am definitely not already safe here. Hopefully their arty isn't paying too much attention to me. I'm only a lonesome T34 after all, but just in case. If I was an arty on their team, I would be paying attention to me, because I'm an easy kill, especially facing the way I am and being in the open as I am. And so, stay as already safe as possible. At the Patton for a nice chunk of damage. Again, this is what I mean by the gun being so awesome on this tank. Just the amount of damage that it does is amazing. I don't have any shots on them, or none worth taking at least. You know, the T-54, I can just see the top of his turret, which is just not worth taking. There you go. I missed. I was fired a little prematurely there, I think. Oh, I missed another one. Oh my. That wasn't good. Hoping to help that T 110 E4 out, the TD up there, but I missed. So hopefully I don't miss this next. Which I did. Holy moly. My crew is fired. Luckily they were able to take that 54 out. I did have a shot there for a couple of seconds, but it was a risky one. At that range, it's easy for the shot to go astray, and I did not want to hit that E4 of ours, especially him being as low health as he is. I probably wouldn't kill him, but I definitely decrease his chances of surviving further. So I don't want to risk it. Let's see, we've got a something or other over here. I think he's behind a building though, so I won't have a shot on him. At times, what I will do is I will shoot the building to get to the tank, but that depends on what tank I'm in. This tank, number one, has a very slow reload time. Therefore, if you do shoot the building, you know, shoot down the cover of whatever you think is hiding behind, they'll have enough time to move and find new cover by the time you're reloaded. So it's really not worth it. Also, number two, the shells are fairly expensive for this big gun. I mean, even though it's a premium tank, it's just not worth the waste on this tank. But something like, you know, if I'm in a Ram 2, which is the tier 5 little premium machine gun tank, or you know, a Panzer 5, or something of that sort, that the shells are fairly cheap and that I know I can be reloaded before they can find new cover, I'll definitely take the shot and probably get a couple of more shots in on them also. So that's my reasoning behind that. Go.
They're knocked out.
He's down. Now the E100, that's gonna be a tough cookie.
We just dinged him.
Oh, I'm surprised I hit him, actually. That looked like I didn't hit him at all, but he's actually almost dead, which is a good thing. How are we doing on the other flank? This is a game that can really go both ways here. It's got a sliver of that E100 that I kind of want to go for.
We didn't even scratch them.
And again, you know, I wasn't patient enough. I could have waited a little for him to pop out more, and maybe I've gotten a better shot at him at a better side of his armor, or, you know, not as... What's going on over here? Tiger 2 over there. Tiger 2. I'm going to take a shot at... Yeah, if I waited a little longer, maybe I would have gotten a better shot at him.
Penetration.
But at the same time, that IS-3 was able to finish him off, so it's, you know, no big deal. Granted, I did not get any damage done to him. Still took him out. I think tank like that, priority is to take it out as opposed to, you know, who does the most damage or who gets the kill or something, as long as it's down and not dangerous. So, now what am I going to do? What's happening? What is that? A T34. And I'm going to take a shot at here. And we nailed him bad, apparently, which is good. He isn't moving. Again, I'm sure he might still be sitting there. But he's not. See, he did move. I'm surprised I hit him. I really am. That was one of those gung-ho, what-the-hell shots. And I got him. But you know what? I'm going to move in on him and try and finish him off without getting killed myself. Actually, maybe I can get a hit on this TD over here. This is... You know, I want to say this is a game that can go either way, but it seems like they have the upper hand here. And now they really have the upper hand. is they've got more powerful tanks left, and it looks like healthier tanks, meaning tanks that aren't half dead or one shot away. Let's see if I can do anything with that T-34. It disappeared. Let's see where that T-34 went.
We're losing power.
See, this is, I'm getting shot by stuff I can't see. I am going to waste my, or not waste, but use my repair kit.
The engine is damaged.
Damage my engine again, that was...
We're dead.
And there we go.
Everyone get out.
I originally thought about not using the repair kit just because this game was, for the most part, over. They had the upper hand. Granted, there's still a chance we can win, but not very likely, especially now. And it looks like our 110 got angry at the 54 and killed him. For whatever reason, I wasn't actually paying attention to the in-game chat. I usually don't, because it's just filled with filth and stupidity for the most part. But, you know, this game is actually, it will be a defeat, but it's actually a good example of how to play the T34. If you noticed, for a majority of the game, I just kind of hung back and sniped. I did get that one kill on the French TD, and I did do a bit of damage to the tanks up on the hill. So overall, that's how you want to play it. Just kind of hang back and play as supporting. Reason I started moving up was, again, I was one of the few tanks left on my team, so I kind of had to get more in there and get more involved in the battle itself. But overall, that's how you want to play this tank, is support, hang back, you know, as when I went hull down over there, besides those railroad tracks shooting up on the hill, that's very ideal. That way you're only exposing your turret, which is your strongest point. And here we have Fjords, which is a standard battle. Looking at the team makeup now, I'm liking what I'm seeing, although they do have an advantage in tank destroyers, in a sense. I mean, some would argue that this T34 kind of is like a TD and to be played like a TD. I mean, the gun is powerful enough, and it's, you know, kind of a TD with a turret, I guess. But, let's see, Tiger 2, low, 30, Tiger, yeah, you know, again, fairly evenly balanced, only one RD per side, so it's not too bad in that respect. Let's see. I usually like going north, but it looks like there's enough going that way, so what I'm going to do is go to J3, to that very tip of the peninsula there, and defend from there. See how that goes, although I do not want to drive off this cliff over here. I might damage myself, so I'm just going to keep going this way. Find my way down some other way here if I can, hopefully. Took the wrong turn there, and then I'll expose myself to anything that's up here or over there, but you know what, that's okay. Should be okay. Yeah, it's 3 hectare. You know, I might actually just hang around up here, because we've got a few of our heavies going down to the south, and not really just the ISUs here. 42. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna hang around up here and see what I can do. Kind of plant myself against this cliff over here, this hill. That way I can avoid any potential RD attention. Looks like they're pushing right through the middle. Just nailed him, and he is on fire. Didn't light him on fire. He did have a fire extinguisher, so he did put it out. That's one thing I didn't mention, which I feel like I should have in my first video, but I didn't. I'm gonna do something stupid to finish him off here. I missed. One thing I didn't mention in my videos is what consumables you should carry, or what consumables I like to carry at least. And this is a place where I do use my repair kit to fix my track, because I was kind of wide in the open there. Anyways, what consumables I use to fix, or to what consumables I use, let's just go with that. So I can start explaining and stop looking for the right words. A repair kit is a must, and these aren't gold consumables, these are regular credit purchased consumables. A repair kit is a must. Wow, I bounced the T34 44. Repair kit is a must. I like to carry a first aid kit to repair a gunner or you know, a loader especially. I save those for loaders as much as I can. But I will use them on gunners also. Depending the tank I'm in, I will also sometimes use them on drivers. Let's say I'm in a low or, you know, something that's really slow. I will use a first aid kit on a driver, but normally just save it for a loader or a gunner. Commander is the last thing I will use a repair or a first aid kit on.
Punch right through their armor.
And then I do carry the manual fire extinguisher. It's, you know, you have to get used to hitting it as soon as you catch on fire kind of deal. It's not as effective as the... I'm playing peekaboo with Type 28 prototype. Anyways, T28 prototype. The manual fire extinguisher obviously is not as effective as the gold one. The gold one is automatic. As soon as the tank catches fire, it deploys itself and you don't have to deploy it. That said, I don't want to pay gold for a fire extinguisher every time I use it. So I just use the manual one. It does the job, you know, as soon as you just got to get a hang of hitting the right hotkey as soon as you catch on fire. The repair kit I did go over a little bit in my previous Tiger 2 video, I believe, but I'm touching it again. What I like to use it for the most is I usually save my repair kit for #1 priority is ammo rack for me. Especially being a player of heavy tanks, which have usually a longer reload time than lights or mediums. I save that for ammo rack and or gun. That's my #2 priority I use it for. #3 priority is my turret. Or actually no, let me take that back. #3 priority would be my engine. #4 priority would be turret, and last but not least, of course, the tracks. The vents, I don't bother. The radio operator, I don't bother. The fuel tanks, I don't bother. It's just fuel tanks when they get hit, when they get damaged. All it's doing, and that was a good game. All it's doing is increasing your chance of catching fire with the next hit, so it's not that much bigger, or it doesn't increase by that much, so it's not that big of a deal. And I got a sniper on that. That was good. Let's take a look at the team score here real quick. Here's my credit earnings. Here's the tanks I killed, damaged. What is this? Damage by allies to vehicles spotted by me. That's pretty cool. Team score. Again, I usually sort by that. Second on the list, which isn't too bad. I like that. Did get sniper, which is cool. Detailed report, shots fired 11, direct hits 10, which is cool. 10 out of 11, I'll take it. Penetration's only 6, but whether they penetrate or not doesn't matter as long as they hit towards your hit percentage at least. This is the amount of damage caused. I received 5 hits. Traveled 1.10 kilometers, I think that's kind of cool. It's meaningless, essentially, but it's kind of cool, you know, kind of tells you how far you traveled on that scale. In the game, 1.10 kilometers, that's cool. And that's it, and again, it's premium tank, so it earns a lot of credits, which is awesome. 70,000 credits, I'll take that. Anyways, let's launch another battle as I finish explaining the repair. So yeah, as I was saying, I will use the repair kit #1 ammo rack, #2 gun, #3 engine, #4 turret, and then last but not least the track. Why last but not least the tracks? Because, and this is, you know, sometimes the tracks actually take priority depending on where you get tracked. If you get tracked in the open, where you're thinking, before my tracks, and this is, again, this is a choice you have to make as you get tracked, decision you have to make. If you think that there might be an arty round in the air for you in the next 3 or 4 or 5 seconds, however long it takes you to repair your tracks manually, or however long it takes your crew to repair them, if you think you might get shot by arty first, then yeah, you want to repair it. If you get tracked in the open, there's 4 enemy tanks around you, ready to shoot you, then yeah, you want to repair your track. But chances are that there might not be. If there's one enemy tank that tracked you, and he's backing up because he doesn't want to get shot by you, and you know that he won't pop back out because he doesn't want to get shot by you, and you know that, well, there's only 2 arty in the game, and they're probably focusing on a bigger push somewhere else, or you just want to chance it, I guess, then it's really not worth wasting a repair kit on tracks. Damaged track, I'm not talking about a destroyed track. I'm talking about damaged track now. It's really not worth fixing because it does nothing. I mean, I remember somebody saying in their YouTube video that I watched not too long ago, somebody going, my track is damaged, I'm going to repair it to increase my traverse speed. That's a lie. A damaged track does not decrease your... It's not a lie, it's just misinformation. Damaged track does not decrease your traverse speed. That I know of. Maybe it does by a tiny amount. It's literally insignificant if it does. I never noticed the difference with a damaged track or fixed tracks. So don't even bother repairing damaged tracks. If it's a broken track, then yeah, in certain situations you have to. And yeah, I think that covers the consumables. Looking at this battle here, we're definitely very low on the totem pole here, so I'm just kind of hanging back and snipe, just so I got a couple of shots off on a couple of these tanks here. And this is, this is where I think I'm going to spend a majority of the game at least, because of the fact of how low on the list we are. El Haloof is one of those maps that I enjoy. El Haloof, I really do. But it's one of those maps that can definitely easily turn into a camping fest. I have nothing against camping fests. I think, a lot of people complain about either El Haloof or Murovanka, that, they're camping fests, and I have nothing against them. I think this isn't a first-person shooter. This isn't Call of Duty. This isn't, a fast-paced first-person shooter. You definitely need patience and a bit of, I guess, tactical knowledge to play this game. And so camp fests are okay with me. And so what I'm going to do here is just kind of sit back and just take it easy, see how this develops. Looks like our east is falling, they're pushing. So I'm going to sit here and wait for them to come around, and reinforcements coming in, which is a good thing. Sit here, wait for them to come up, and see what happens. And yeah, the great thing about this tank, as with the Tiger II also, as I did in my previous video, going up against tier 9, tier 10 tanks, you've got a pretty damn good chance of damaging them because of the size of the gun and the penetration and whatnot. So, it might seem a bit daunting looking at the, at the list of what you're going up against on their team, especially being this down low on the list, or this low on the list. But it really shouldn't be. Don't let it affect you psychologically, because you still have a good chance of doing damage to all these tanks. C-50M just shot, and you know what, I still have a hard time remembering that an E-50M is actually a tier 10 and a tier 9, I have a hard time recognizing the tier 10 mediums, even though, I have the over-target markers, the in-game ones, they show me what tier each tank that I'm shooting against is, and this is stupid. I'm way in the open. I shouldn't have pushed in the first place. But hopefully I can get back behind this rock over here, back to some at least. This game isn't going too well for our team. But I also don't want to be the first one. Or not the first one dead, but I also don't want to be dead just yet. Okay, so I made it back to my rock, thankfully. Safely. I did not take a single shot, surprisingly. Actually kind of expecting to get blown to pieces, but I didn't. So hooray for that. Let's see. There's really nothing I can do other than wait for them to come here now, because if I do go to them, I will break my cover. And this time I don't think I'll be as lucky by not getting torn to shreds. Well, let's just patiently await them. Although I think that low should be able to take that E50 out easily. One shot away. Unless the low gets RD'd before then. Just hoping he doesn't. This game isn't looking very good. There's an IS-3. This game isn't looking very good, but the nature of this map, Al Haluf, even though we're losing 7-2, if my team turtles up well enough, like we are, just kind of hides behind cliffs and lets the enemy come over to us, we might still actually be able to pull this off.
Penetration. Ready to
I did
fire.
penetrate the
Where'd they go?
IS for no damage. Once you hear ready to fire, ready to where they go, that's auto aim. Basically locks on automatically to the tank if you hold the right mouse button over it. And what it'll do is lock your reticle on automatically to pretty much center on the tank. It'll center somewhere between the turret and the hull. Never use it. Why is because where it centers is a pain to penetrate. It's not ideal. You want to aim, you know, there's certain spots on each tank, as I went over before, that you want to aim at. Between the turret and the hull is not one of them. And so, I'm going to get killed by T62 here.
That one didn't go through.
And the thing about the T34, I usually say, you know, don't shoot turrets on tanks. Only aim for the hull or whatever else you can hit. Great thing about...
Enemy is hit.
Great thing about the T34 is you can take a bit of a liberty with that. Not, you know, nothing extensive. You still want to aim for the hull as much as you can, but if you don't have that option, you can kind of sometimes hit the turret and still penetrate because of how strong the gun is. I'm going to get right up against this. I guess I won't.
This vehicle
What he's going to do is get up right up against that T-34 so he couldn't shoot my hull. Chances are if he shot my turret, he would bounce. And so kind of survived to take one more shot at the T-62, but I didn't get there in time. So anyways, yeah, because the gun is so strong on the T-34, you can kind of take some liberties with hitting or shooting players' turrets. Chances are you'll still probably bounce, but not as much as you would with other guns such as the 105 on the Tiger II or the 105 on the T-32 or whatever else. This was going to be my last video, but or my last game for this video, but again, I don't like ending on a loss, especially a bad loss, so we're going to do one more and see. Serene Coast. This is a very pretty map, and wow, we are once again going up against some big boys. Kind of fairly even game. You know, obviously you can nitpick the tanks that each team has, saying that, you know, it's really not that fair. I would take the Jagdpanzer E100 over the Object 268. I'm not that familiar with the E4 or the E3, so I don't know which one's better, although the E4 is the one with the turret. I would take the E75 over the IS-8, for instance, the 704 over the IS-8, 704 over the T34, T95 over the AMX. So it's, you can nitpick, but overall, it's a fairly even game. And really, sometimes you'll hear me say, "Oh, this tank sucks," or "That tank sucks," or "This is a useless tank." Every tank has its role in this game, no matter what battle you're in, whether you're on the bottom of the list or on the top of the list. Every tank has a role in this game. No tank is bad, it's just as long as you know how to drive it. So, even something like a T1 American heavy tank, everybody says, "Oh, those tanks suck," or a Jagdpanzer, for instance, the little tier 5TD or whatever it is, German. Yeah, everybody says, "Oh, those tanks suck." Jagdpanzer 4, I think it is. They really don't, as long as you're using them to what role they were created for. I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, even, you'll get into a battle, and people on the bottom of the list are going to be saying, "Well, I have no chance in here, I'm just going to go hide under a rock, blah, blah, blah." It's really not the case for the most part, you usually have a chance, as long as, like, for me, for instance, I could just as well go, "I'm going to go hide under a rock, because I can get 2 or 3 shot by everything here." Well, if I play to what this tank was designed to do, play to my role, meaning snipe, stay back and snipe and play a supportive role, then I have a pretty good chance of doing some damage at it. And coming away with something. This map it's very pretty. I like how it looks. I love the aesthetics of it. I just realized I'm way open to Artie because I like sitting on that island over there. I'm gonna pull back. I am not very used to playing this map yet. I haven't played it that much. This is another instance where I'm doing the tracks. I haven't played this map enough yet to really be used to it or know what I'm doing. Or know where to sit, know where not to sit, etc. So I think I should be already safe here. Or maybe not. I don't know if that was already, I don't think that was already though. And so it's a very pretty map, but I haven't really gotten my strategy down for it yet. So I kind of just follow the group here and see what they do, kind of hang back and observe for a bit. I know there was a tank up there somewhere, I don't know, I'm sure it still is because it hasn't gotten destroyed yet. So, I mean, it's just a cool looking map. I mean, the destroyed trains on the train tracks, you've got the locomotive back behind this train here, back there. Got the mountains all over the place, which are, designed well, made well, look pretty. Little town over there. It's a pretty map. And there is nothing wrong with playing on an aesthetically pleasing map, in my opinion. Anyways, so it looks like we're just gonna camp it out over here, which I guess isn't too bad. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying these videos. Be sure to leave comments. Let me know what you think, whether you like them or hate them, especially if you hate them. You have thick skin, let me know. Improve what I can improve on. That way I can only make them better and more enjoyable for you guys. Also, if you do like them, let me know what you like about them, what you don't like about them, all that stuff. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys watching them. Hopefully, they're as helpful as can be with, try to be as descriptive as possible using certain tanks, or, there's a target. I'm definitely no expert in any of these tanks, but I have been playing long enough where I feel like I know some things at least, so I can share with you guys. So hopefully all that is helpful. And it helps you guys out with playing these tanks and having a good time with them. So I did get that Panther 2, I think it was, or Panther, whatever that was. I was sitting up there. was it? You know, I can just as likely look on the list. It was a Panther team. But apparently he was sitting there the whole time. I thought there was a rock he was hiding behind over there, but no, he was just well camouflaged and sitting in the open the whole time, which is pretty cool. I guess. M26 running away over there. And yeah, I'm just kind of going to keep sitting here until my team is a little bit more confident, or I feel a little bit more confident about pulling out, because I really don't want to get torn apart by anything over there. And there's a lot of stuff that can hurt me quite badly up there. So we're just going to sit here and see what comes of it. That IS-8 just got destroyed by that M26. Hopefully we can take it down before it goes in for arty. As you can see, there's a bit of a slope at the railroad tracks here, so if he took the opposite end of the railroad tracks and just drove all the way down to arty, the only thing I would be able to shoot him is really the tanks on the other side over there. And us here, which is the majority of a team, wouldn't really be able to do much to him. Team which is falling apart apparently. What is going on here? I think we're just popping out one by one, getting impatient and getting torn up. That's exactly what's going on. Again, it's usually for most World of Tanks games, the patient team wins. There's a nice 3 sitting over there. The team that's more patient wins, and see, I say never shoot when the target disappears, but I'm willing to bet he's still there, so I'm gonna take a shot anyway. I won't know whether I hit him or not until the game is over, and I could look at the game list and, you know, see whether I hit him or not. But chances are he's still there. Yeah, my team just lost patience, pushed. Their team was in good defensive positions. They held their ground and just picked my guys off as they went in there. So as I keep saying, you know, the more patient team usually wins. If you can be more patient than your opponent's team, then you will usually win. And the same goes for, you know, random battles or clan wars or company battles. Whatever you're playing, patience usually wins the day in this game. That said, there have been instances where a defensive strategy completely fails and you just get obliterated by the attacker, but that's because they've got a well-organized push, essentially. But usually, more often than not, yeah, defensive strategy or patient strategy at least will prevail over a rush strategy or over a go in one at a time and get picked off strategy. Turn around over here. I've got 3 tanks coming in, an M26, a T110E3, and an IS-8, and me being the total stat whore that I am going to completely ignore the M26 and try and take out the T13 since he is 1 shot away.
The turret ring is damaged. We can barely turn it.
Oh man, that M26 saved that one of 110. Oh boy. I thought I had him there too.
We've got them.
26 was the only thing I could hit. I didn't want to bounce that T110, which I would have. Back up a little bit, let them come up to me, and I should be able to take them out with this shot. No! Oh, I did track him though, however, so he can't turn around and shoot me. 54 is coming up though, and he's gonna finish me off. I was hoping to ram him a little bit maybe, but no, he repaired beforehand. Anyways, this game, you know, again, patience won the day. And although we did damage quite a few of them, we weren't able to take out enough of them. So that is that, and now, actually, before I sign out here, let's take a look on whether I damaged that IS-3 or not. I did not. I did not damage the IS-3. I guess he either moved, or I missed him, or something went down over there. Well, everybody, that's that. Not as productive of a session as I would have hoped for, but hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully I was informative enough about the T34. Again, great sniper tank, great support tank. You know, it's a premium tank, so it makes the credits even on losses like this. You know, I made 31,000, almost 32,000 credits, and spent what, 15,000 on repairs. No, more than 15,000. No, yeah, 15,000 on repairs. So it's not, you know, it's an awesome tank. It's worth getting, and it's, again, you know, I've got quite a few premium or 4 premium tanks that I play, and this is the favorite one out of the bunch, and I know a lot of people who use other premium tanks, which I don't own, and this is definitely my favorite one out of the bunch. Good tank, good overall tank if you're thinking about picking up the premium, a premium tank. This is the one I would recommend. And yeah, that's, you know, go for it. If you plan picking it up, grab it. Great tank, awesome, fun to play. Thank you for watching, everybody. Once again, leave comments. Let me know whether you liked it, whether you disliked it. Let me know what other tanks you'd like to see me do a spotlight on. I mean, you know, I've got a full garage here, but I'd like to hear from you guys if there's something you'd want to see or something you want to know about and whatnot. So thank you again for watching. Check us out at www.free2game.com. And hope to see you back for the next videos. Thanks, guys.